So let me ask you, how many times today have you already said, I'm fine? It's kind of our go-to response, right? But for so many of us, fine is just another way of saying stuck. It's that feeling where, yeah, your life isn't bad, but it's not really what you were hoping for either. Okay, we're gonna get into this because there's this massive gap between the life we're actually living and the one we're secretly dreaming about. Does that hit home for you? I mean, that's it, isn't it? It's that quiet feeling that your days have just gotten a little too predictable, a little too much of the same. And look, if you're feeling this way, you are so not alone. A big reason why we feel this way is because of the world we're constantly looking at.
I mean, we are just surrounded by these perfectly curated highlight reels on social media, in movies, you name it. We see these impossibly perfect lives, and even though we know deep down they're not totally real, it makes our own reality, with all its messy, effort-filled routines, feel kind of blah. This constant comparing creates a gap, and it's right inside that gap that we get trapped.
And that is exactly what we're calling the I'm fine trap. And yeah, it's a comfortable place to be, for sure. But comfortable doesn't mean fulfilling. So how can you tell if you're actually caught in it? Well, turns out there are some pretty clear signs. Do any of these sound familiar? Maybe you spend a lot of time daydreaming about a totally different life, but you never actually, take any new steps toward it. Or maybe you just feel like you're stuck on this one narrow path, just going through the motions, kind of watching your own life from the sidelines. And oh my gosh, if you've ever made a big New Year's resolution on January 1st, only to have it completely forgotten by January 5th, welcome to the club. A whopping 88% of people fail to keep their resolutions. So here's the most important thing to get. This struggle to change is not some personal failure. It's actually a feature of our biology. See, your brain is wired for one thing above all else: survival. And to your brain, survival means sticking with what's safe, what's predictable, what's familiar. Change, risk, the unknown, all of that stuff feels dangerous. Your brain is literally programmed to keep you right where you are, in your comfort zone, and it uses this super sneaky, really powerful tool to do it. Just think of it like an internal snooze button. The second you have an impulse to do something different, like go for that run or finally start that business plan, your brain just smacks that snooze button with an excuse. It's your best friend when it comes to staying comfortable and your absolute worst enemy when it comes to making any real progress. And you can probably see exactly how this plays out, right? An idea pops into your head, your brain immediately goes, nope, and floods you with doubt and all the reasons why you shouldn't do it. You hesitate for just a second, and that's it. The moment's gone. The routine wins again. And you know what one of the brain's favorite excuses is? I'm too tired. Now, the science on this is actually pretty wild. Researchers think that feeling of fatigue is often just a trick your brain uses to save energy. It's like this central governor in your head that signals you to stop long before you've actually hit your real physical limits. It's just another clever way your brain keeps you from pushing into new, uncomfortable territory. So, if your brain is constantly hitting the snooze button on your life, how in the world do you override it? Well, the antidote is surprisingly simple. It's not about finding some magical source of motivation or waiting around until you feel like it. The antidote is action. Every single action you take, I don't care how small it is a physical bridge. It connects your inner world of thoughts and dreams to the outer world of actual reality. It is the only way to turn an idea into a real thing. And this is the real payoff. When you feel stuck, you feel powerless. But when you act, you take that power back. Action literally restores your sense of control and proves to yourself that yes, you are in the driver's seat of your own life. Okay, but I know what you're thinking. That all sounds great, but starting just feels impossible sometimes. When your big goal seems like it's miles away, how do you even take that first step? Well, the good news is you don't have to take some massive, scary leap.
Instead of a giant leap, we're just going to focus on a really subtle shift, a way to kind of sneak past your brain's alarm system and get yourself moving before it even knows what's happening. And it all starts with a very, very small number.
5 seconds. That's your window. From the moment you have an impulse to act on something, you have about 5 seconds before that internal snooze button kicks in and talks you right out of it. So you've got to move before your brain does. And here's how you use that window. The second you feel that impulse to speak up in a meeting, to get out of bed without snoozing, to make that phone call, you start counting backwards from 5. 5, 4, 3,
2, 1. That counting focuses your mind and it interrupts the excuses from forming. Then, the moment you hit 1, you physically move. It's not a huge jump. It's just leaning in. Seriously, think about it. To get something big rolling, all it takes is that first tiny shift in weight. That's all you need to do here. One small physical action that allows momentum to start building. Okay, so the 5-second rule gets you moving, but how do you turn that one little push into a real sustainable strategy for change? That's what we're going to map out right now. To create change that actually lasts, you have to know where you are, where you want to go, and all the little steps to get there. And the very first step is to just be honest with yourself. An exercise like this forces you to put those vague feelings into actual words. You define what you really, truly want in different areas of your life. And then, this is the most important part, you identify the excuses, the ways your brain is resisting that change. So once you know your destination, you build your map. Imagine your goal is on the other side of a river. You can't just leap all the way across, right? No, you get there by hopping from one rock to the next. And each rock is one small, specific, totally non-scary action. Researching one online class, writing just one page, making one phone call. That's how you get across the river.
Now, you want to really supercharge this map? Go public with it. When you just sit around thinking about your goals, they stay a fantasy. But when you announce them to other people, you're basically enlisting them to help hold you to your commitment. And this isn't just some nice idea. The data completely backs this up. Research shows that making a public commitment to your goals dramatically, and I mean dramatically, increases your odds of success. Accountability creates this external motivation that helps you push through on the days your internal motivation is just not there.
And that really is the key takeaway from all of this. It's not about waiting for some lightning bolt of inspiration or trying to summon superhuman willpower. It's about breaking that cycle of doing nothing with one small, decisive movement. It's about choosing to lean in instead of holding back.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about tomorrow or next week or next month. Right now, in the next 5 seconds, what is one small rock you can step on? What is one tiny action you will lean into today to start closing that gap between the life you have and the life you truly want?